I'll be saying yes to that. That's a song from the Fantasticks. Maybe one of the lesser-known songs, but really, really cute, from the Tom Jones, Harvey Schmidt musical, The Fantasticks, that ran for years and years and years and years, closed, then came back and is still running again for perhaps years and years and years and years. That was not from the original cast album. That is from the new revival that they've got at the Snapple Center, and the voices that you heard as the fathers of the children who fall in and sort of out of love and go round and round were Leo Burmester and our guest on the telephone, Martin Vidnovic. Martin, how are you this Sunday night?
I'm fine, David. How are you?
Oh, thank God. I'm good.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. You know, Leo was so great to work with in that show. And God bless him. He's the late, great Leo Burmester.
Yeah. That was so sad that he passed away.
Yeah, he did over 50 films. It was just so delightful to be with him. And
now,
it was,
for people who don't know him, he is also known as the original Thénardier in Les Mis.
That's right. That's correct. That is right.
He won a Tony for that award. For that
role. That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you also work with Gene Jones?
Well, I worked with Gene just briefly. Because he came in to take over for, I think it was John Dial was doing it at the time, and he had to go away. So, but then now Gene is doing it presently.
Right. Yeah.
But he's great.
I remember, because the thing was, I'll tell this story real quick, but when I saw and it was not my first time with the Fantasticks, I'd seen it a couple of years ago. This is still when it was running back at the Sullivan Street Playhouse, and Gene Jones was playing Huckleberry. I didn't have any idea who this guy was, and I was watching, and I was like, this guy is amazing. Who is this guy? And
amazing.
Almost 10 years later, maybe, he turned out to be the fella in one of the great recent movie scenes of all, from No Country for Old Men. He was the gas station owner.
I never saw the movie.
He was the guy who was at the gas station, right, behind the counter.
He wins the coin toss, and he was I was in the theater, and I wanted to jump up and down and tell everybody, I saw him in the Fantasticks. He was great. So
I think they basically was a one-take thing, is what Gene said.
I believe it with the Coens, and then there was the right take. It was sensational.
Yeah.
Now, also, I have one other question for the Fantasticks.
Yeah.
Sure.
Recently, I'm not sure. When did you leave the production?
I left the production actually at the end of February of last year.
Oh, okay. So you didn't. I'm thinking. I can't remember his name, but the guy who was on The Amazing Race, him and his sister.
Yes, Nick Spangler and Star Spangler.
Right.
How did they do in that? Did they win?
They won the race, of course.
Oh, cool.
But
they won $1 million? They
won $1 million. You better give him a call.
Well, why is he? That's right. He left the show. No wonder he left the show.
Well, right after they started airing his Amazing Race, they promoted him to the boy.
That's fantastic.
And then he left it. Wow, I'm surprised. But he did win. Well, I guess they split $1 million between him and his sister.
So he's a $500,000. That's fantastic.
It's better to be a whole millionaire.
Yeah, I mean I didn't know that he won because I just don't watch that program. But
I love this one, Martin.
So
yeah,
but
I know
that's
great.
But you're also one of my favorites because I have followed you forever. And I'm so excited to talk to you because you're like way up on a pedestal with me because you've been in like so many things I've seen on Broadway.
What was the first thing you remember seeing Marty Vidnovic in?
I think Baby. Was there?
Well, Baby.
Yeah,
right?
that was like 1983, but I go back to 76 was my first premiere on Broadway with Yul Brynner and a tremendous production of a show called Home Sweet Homer.
No.
You were in Home Sweet Homer.
I was in Home Sweet Homer, which is the posters up on the wall in Joe Allen's. It's one of the big bomb, biggest at the time, the biggest bomb of all time. And opened and closed on my birthday in 1976. But but that's all right. I got to do a couple of years with Yule on Broadway in The King and I as Lunta, so that was good. But it's not like he gave me the part. I had 7 auditions.
Oh my God, 7 auditions for one role?
Yeah.
Well, he's not exactly Leo. Wait, he's not Laotian. He's
Yule?
No. The character. Lun was
Lun was from Burma, which is now Myanmar.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're Myanmarese.
No, I know. I mean, they were going. They auditioned me, and then they wanted to just go with some Asian actors for a while, but then that didn't work out, and they came back, and so it was one of those things.
Well, you do have a gorgeous voice.
Well, thanks.
Let me ask you, Marty, if because I'm curious about that Home Sweet Homer thing in the sense that I didn't see it. It was before my theater-going time.
Sure.
But I'm wondering, up until the moment that it opened and the reviews came out, what was did you feel that it would be? Did you know that it was in trouble, or was that usual hope that takes over? It's like, hey, maybe audiences will like it. Maybe the critics will dig it.
Oh, David, when we started out a year before it had opened on Broadway, we were on the road for a year, pre-Broadway, and it started out much better than what it ended up, and it was called Odyssey then, because it was based on Homer's Odyssey, and Eric Siegel of Love Story fame wrote the book. He's a Greek mythology scholar, and his book was actually quite good. But they didn't go with it because apparently, I don't know, it wasn't doing. We weren't doing that well.
Cyclops
on the road.
dies at the end. It's very sad.
Very sad. And
But Homer goes to college and forgets her, so it's not.
Yeah, it was fun to do, but I'll never forget Yule standing on. It was a raked stage, so we had these little ramps that went up to the stage to get onto it, and I remember him standing on the ramp, and the audience was laughing at things like when Russ Thacker was playing Telemachus, that's Odysseus' son, said when we were lifting this rock, I played a suitor, and we were trying to woo Penelope, and we were lifting this rock to throw it over, and Russ Thacker said, as Telemachus, this is ridiculous. And the audience just went nuts. Oh, they went nuts. But there's Yule standing up there on that ramp going, we're going to run for 2 years. Well, he was just only off by about 2 years. Because, it was really bad. We had 7 dancers up on stage, and they ended up cutting all the choreography. Because none of it worked.
Oh, God.
So we had 7 dancers standing there trying to talk. And but it was quite an experience, though, being on the road. The first time I went to L.A. and San Francisco.
What a great thing to be in just a humongous flop. It's kind of like being in just any other. Well, I guess another humongous flop. But anyway, after that, what did you do?
Well, after that, I auditioned. I got into The King and I, and then we went on tour. Yule got angry with the producers. What the heck? This is a little trivia, but maybe it's not. I don't know. And
that's
so
okay. He can't say anything now anyway.
Well, that's right, because we were supposed to. We could have run for 3 or 4 years on Broadway, but they didn't come to him soon enough to renegotiate his contract. So he said, "I'm taking it on the. I'm closing it, and we're taking it on the road."
This is a revival where Angela Lansbury came into.
She came in to take over while he was on vacation because he didn't want anybody to take over for him.
Right.
She was so gracious and wonderful; it was unbelievable.
Oh.
And so we took it to Chicago, to the Airy Crown. I don't know if you know of the McCormick Place. It's a huge, 4,300 seats. And then we took it to L.A. And when we were out in L.A., I auditioned for Oklahoma out there. Mm-hmm. Billy Hammerstein, Oscar's son, was directing, and I got that. And so I toured around the country again, and then came into Broadway with that. That was my second Broadway show.
Did you get a nomination for that?
I won an award out in L.A., the L.A. Drama Critics Circle Award. It was me and Imogene Coco who won. It's supporting roles. It's like plays or musicals, everything all lumped in together. I heard at that point
she was a nut.
I don't know.
Right? Wasn't for the 20th century?
I think so. I think so.
That was her song. She's a nut. She's a nut.
Yeah.
No, because she wasn't singing. I mean, she was, towards the very, very end of her life, she was.
Let's not talk bad about it.
No, I didn't know what you were referring to. I didn't know the song. Okay. Sorry.
No, but everybody thought that I was going to get a Tony nomination. They even had it in my contract that once the Tonys came out, that I was going to go above the title. Didn't work out. Oh, because Manny Patinkin in Evita was put as a supporting actor.
Right.
I mean, he had a huge part, but so anyway. But I did get a Tony nomination.
Part. He was like he's almost the lead.
In Evita?
Yeah, almost the lead, really.
He has more to sing than she does.
I know, and both he and Bob Gunton got nominated,
Yeah.
And I don't remember who won. Bob Gunton? No, Mandy won. Mandy Patinkin won. Yeah, but then the next show I got nominated for a Tony was Brigadoon. I got Brigadoon, went right into Brigadoon. Right. Those are the days when I was going right in from one thing to another, like my daughter's doing now, Laura Benanti. Goes from one thing to the next.
Oh, my God. I didn't know that she was your daughter.
Yeah, good genes, man. Absolutely.
Oh, my Lord. She's wonderful.
She's going to be opening in the new Christopher Durang play down at the Public.
Why Torture is
wrong and the people who love them. Yeah. I auditioned for that, and she was there the day I auditioned. We were both there, and she gave me a big hug, and it was nice. And she had 2 more auditions. That was the last audition I had.
And did you point to her and go, "There's my daughter, the Tony Award winner"?
I didn't. No, I didn't. But I'm so proud of her. She's amazing. But
she was amazing in Gypsy, really.
Oh yeah,
really amazing in Gypsy. Yeah, and
you had to be so proud when she took it all off.
Yeah, she's still very humble and and very very sweet.
Well, good. I mean, you're not. It's nice to know you're not estranged or anything like that. It's like a John Voight Angelina situation. It's a father-daughter, even though obviously they're not, you're not married to the same and et cetera and so forth.
That's true. No, we get along great. But so you were saying something about, maybe I was, about the fact that I got Tony nomination for Brigadoon. And
right. Yeah.
I went right from, and then after Brigadoon closed, I started doing some stuff over at the King Cole Room at the St. Regis. They did these reviews over there, and it was great working. It was the best. It was the most beautiful room in town. Too bad they chopped it up and made a huge dining room out of it. But and then later was Baby.
Right. Now, Baby is a show that that is probably the opposite situation from Homer Sweet Homer. I'll bet you everybody thought you had a hit with that. And
we
almost.
We loved it. It was just such an incredible experience, and the score was amazing.
The cast was amazing.
Liz Calloway, I remember.
Liz Calloway, Todd Graff, who now is a director, and
Todd Graff,
writer.
He was great in that. Got a nomination, and he went on to almost nothing in the acting.
Well,
he went on to films. Then he went and did a lot of films.
Oh, did he? Oh.
Yes, he did, and he directed that film Camp, which was about a summer camp for musical theater. And he's doing very well. Okay. He did movies, a lot of movies with Jodie Foster, and a movie with her and with Leo. He did a movie with Leo Burmester. Was that movie with that was like they went underneath the ocean and this. I forget what it was called. The Deep, not the Deep. That's I can't remember the name, but.
Well, it's just weird that we're playing 6 Degrees of Leo Burmester. Never thought.
I know.
We'd be doing that.
But Beth Fowler was also in the cast, right?
Beth Fowler, right? Jim Congdon, he played Beth Fowler's husband in that,
and who was your wife?
And Catherine Cox was my wife. She's great.
That's right.
Yeah, she's great. We had a wonderful time.
But
we were bad, though. We were bad.
In what way?
Well, we were bad because there were 3 main stories. The young kids, Danny and Lizzie.
Yeah. What'd you do behind those curtains?
Yeah, right.
I just remember all those curtains
going. We were in a blackout, and we were in the center bed, and and we're in a blackout, and stuff's happening, and the other, one of the other, and we're sitting there just whispering to each other, talking about stuff, and I can't believe it. We did that. I mean. Supposed to be frozen, but after about 5 months, you get tired of being frozen. And
Now, one of the things you mentioned, and it's kind of interesting, in a certain time of your career, you would go from musical to musical, big Broadway show to big Broadway show to a tour thing. What happens a few years on the line? You're still very much a working actor, but it isn't quite the same. How do you transition?
Well put, David. It isn't quite the same. Well, a number of things. For a while there, I got out of the business for a little bit, but that was for personal reasons. And when I got back in, I started working right away again. It was at the Rainbow and Stars. I did some reviews there, and then I got cast in the revival of Guys and Dolls. I replaced Tom Wopat as Sky Masterson. And I also did King David on Broadway. And I guess I'll go ahead and say this. I was cast, Walter Bobby cast me in Footloose. that was on Broadway for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
That also got some of the worst reviews ever, but it ran anyway.
But
I played this preacher in that when we were in Washington D.C. and I guess it was kind of like a oil and water thing with me and Walter, and I got fired.
But that's okay. The show is crap.
Yeah, I never got into town with that, and so since then, fellas, it's Broadway is now a goal of mine, and I've been playing the provinces and the cabaret circuit. And
let's
you
tell
get on
everybody.
Walter Bobby's bad side, it's all over. You're not even invited to do a Chicago 2-minute stunt.
Yeah, I can't. I'm on.
Oh yeah, because you could have done Billy Flynn.
Sure, that would have been good, but he won't. I was asking too many questions, is what I heard.
You ask too many questions.
Yeah. We were. Everybody thought this when we were in the workshop that it was like the next great musical. Everybody was going nuts over it.
Really?
We got down to Washington at the Kennedy Center and it bombed.
Well, I'm trying to think of his name.
Bombed.
Who was in Urinetown? Who
was it? John Cullum?
No.
In Urinetown?
The young kid, because he was also in that.
Hunter Foster.
Hunter, yeah. Hunter,
he was in King David with me.
Hunter and I became somewhat friendly when he was in Greece, as he had to moon the audience every day for like 3 years.
Nothing better.
And you consider this as a friendly gesture?
No, but Hunter actually, we did cover a lot of Greece on the TV show. And really nice guy, and he just, when he came out of that stage door, because I went to say hi to him, he goes, no, we're going. He just wanted to run away from the theater.
Really?
He told me, it's a paycheck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like anyone who, I'm sure if you do Chicago now, it has to be just a paycheck. Because
I suppose. I would love to do it. But
who wouldn't want a paycheck in this day and age? Right?
I know you'd probably take Mamma Mia too, but,
I think a friend of mine is doing Billy Flynn in that. Jeff McCarthy, I think. The last time I talked to him, he was doing
another
that.
Urinetown alum,
Yeah.
Have you, I guess it's none of our business, but I am curious, what are some of the shows that you've auditioned for in the past couple of months? Either things that are playing now
Who made the big mistakes?
The Tale of Two Cities.
Oh, well, you didn't get that one.
Well, my God, every male lead in the creation was in that.
Yeah, I was up for a part of... first of all, they were going to have me audition for the part that Greg Edelman did, which was this old guy. But then it was just for this count or something. I auditioned for a replacement in Tarzan.
Did you really not want to punch jump?
Well, I was the audition for the lead ape in Tarzan.
Oh, that's right, that Shula Hensley role. Yeah.
That didn't work out.
If you're going to do a Shula Hensley role, do the Trailer Park musical, though.
If they bring it back,
But when I was doing the Fantasticks, I did it for a year and a half, and I had some auditions for a few Broadway shows, mostly as replacements. Let me tell you, I auditioned both for The Light in the Piazza.
Oh,
wow!
And
tough score, though.
Chris Sarandon got that. It was a replacement.
Yeah.
And also I auditioned for Bartlett Sher for the South Pacific.
Oh, well.
Wow.
And they said that, that I did everything that they could have asked for me and more, but it wasn't enough. No.
Well, you can't. There can only be one person they cast. That's the only way to not be bitter about it.
And they went younger, and they went with an opera singer, is what they told me.
Right.
Well, they did.
Well, I must say, I've loved you every time you've been on stage. You're kind of like, I'm telling you, when people are on Broadway, to me, I'm like, wow, I'm so amazed at that, and your talent. My God, you have so much talent, and the fact that you get turned down for roles.
Yeah, considering your experience and all that.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating with, these cabaret shows that I'm doing. I love doing down at the Metropolitan Room, and I'm trying to get them, people to, and I have done them in a number of different venues since then, down at Wolf Trap and up in the Catskills. But it's hard to get into that loop of getting, because you make money in that business on the road, the cabaret thing, and I'd love to get into the concert. I'm trying to do that, but so it's a little frustrating is all. But I just keep doing the work. I put it together this new show. I had a show that I did there last year at the Metropolitan Room called What Matters to Me.
Now, just for our listeners, when is this new show being done?
My new show opens tomorrow night.
Wow.
Monday the 6th. And I'm doing 3 Mondays at 9:30. Monday the 6th, Monday the 13th, and then Monday the 20th, all at 9:30.
At the Metropolitan Room, which is on West...
It's 34 West 22nd Street. And for reservations, it's 212.
Mm-hmm.
It's 212-206-0440. Or
could you say that again? Say that one more time, please.
212-206-0440 or www.metropolitanroom.com for reservations.
And do you have a website of your own that people can check? And
yeah, I do. It's under construction, but
okay.
I
so are we all.
Yeah, yes. But and it's a new show. It's called I Believe in You. I came up with this title. I Believe in You, ... Broadway and beyond. And it's mostly Broadway things. And I talk about the economy, because I know a lot of people in cabaret now are doing shows, the whole shows based upon the economic challenges that we're facing right now, where all the material that they sing reflects that. None of the material that I'm singing in my show reflects the economy, so I have my own program of how I'm dealing with it, and
so it's a little upbeat.
Yeah, sharing that with the audience. Like, I'm saving money by getting my books from the library now, including my appointment book, which is a bit of a inconvenience because I got to renew it every 3 weeks. And the last time that I took it in, they wouldn't even let me do that, so I had to check out another one. But fellas, I got some pretty interesting appointments in that. I got one of them really stands out in my memory because I recollect it. It is to meet Louis at 183rd Street and 11th Avenue in the Bronx. Come alone. I love that. Come alone. So there's adventure out there in the downturn, is what I'm saying.
There you go. Wouldn't that be great if you could check out other people's appointments?
Yeah. That would.
The diaries, man.
I'm looking forward to that one. I got half a total knee replacement, and which I made a good savings on that. It feels a little uncomfortable, but the doctor reassured me that that's the right feeling. And then when I come up with the rest of the money, he'll put the other half in, and he says I should notice an improvement, which is encouraging. 5-minute therapy sessions I'm down to. Cutbacks.
I know.
That's so.
Figure if I take really good care of myself, I should be better by around 30-10. The superego takes up most of the time in the session and leaves a little bit of time at the end for my ego, id, the Iliad, and the Odyssey, and then I'm out of there. So, anyway, these are things that I hope that it will inspire other people to come up with. That's prong one. I have 2 prongs, 2-prong attack on the economy. Prong one is to save money. Prong two is to make some extra money. So, I got that going for me, and I hope that the audience can learn from it.
Well,
or hopefully they'll laugh from it, is what it's the deal is.
Economic self-help.
With 2 prongs.
That's right, with 2 prongs.
I had one longer
and if you're
prong,
hungry, you can probably order a prawn.
Oh, prongs. I thought about the prawns. I probably thought about that.
Sometimes 2 prawns make a price.
Oh, stop that.
But the thing is, I thought even of because since there's different like segments of each prong, I thought of saying that there's going to be prongs, and the prongs have little prongs or baby prongs, and so there was a mama prong and a papa prong with their baby prongs. But we cut that, which I think was wise.
Could be. We enjoyed it.
Somehow I've lost the thread of this entire conversation.
Me too. Well, that's because my economic plan is totally confusing.
Well, there you go. So, actually, for real, last question for Martin Vidnovic, the Broadway and off-Broadway performer and cabaret star, going to be appearing at the Metropolitan Room the next 3 Mondays. Please go see him. So what are your thoughts on making Broadway healthy and keeping it healthy, not just through this current recession, but in the rest of the 20th century? What would be a suggestion that you would make?
My first suggestion?
Reduce the ticket prices.
Oh. No, and more about Martin Vidnovic, right?
Yeah, I really would love that. It's a real goal of mine to get back on Broadway. I mean, I'm older now, so that's the other thing. There are fewer parts.
Yeah.
It's really the young, but to reduce the ticket prices. I mean, it's ridiculous. I remember when we were doing King and I, the top ticket price was $17.50. Okay, then I remember it jumped up to like $20. I did Brigadoon. We were at like 22 something, and then David Merrick brings 42nd Street into our theater, the Majestic, and hikes it up to $50. Now it's what, $100 and some dollars?
$120.
I mean, come on! And then they have these special tickets that are $400 and something dollars.
Well, you know what happened? The half-price booth came along, and it was good. And then the producers took advantage of it and said, "Okay, we'll make that our full price, and then if we're really a hit, we can get double the price for the."
I know, but it's just.
But everybody says, okay, lower the prices, but can you do that considering union salaries and all the rules and the nut that a show has to make over the course?
I think if you do the musical version of Cocoon, Martin can star in it.
Yeah.
Right? And you have a lot of actors and actresses who would do it for scale, right?
He's a little young for Cocoon, don't you think?
Yes,
but another thing. But I think that, right now, since a lot of people are paying half price at the TKTS anyway, if you just took the prices down to a reasonable sum, I don't know. I know that that's problematic, but I
just think there should be a range. I think it's fine if you can get $400 for top tickets on a Saturday night, but for every $400 ticket you sell, you should reserve like $15 seats and the lousy seats in the house so that college kids could go.
Sure.
So just get the whole range in there, and that everybody could technically afford to go, if not the best seat or the best night.
Thank God Rent started the student rushes and the auction the auction raffles. That's
with the increased flow of customers into the theater, I think that they would be able to pay for the nut and everything. You'll increase your audience size.
Well, as Jeff said, the other thing would be to have you back on Broadway doing more stuff.
That's what I want to do.
So Martin Vidnovic, I hope to see you doing it. Hope everybody will go see Marty doing his one-person cabaret show at the Metropolitan Room tomorrow night and the next 2 Mondays after that. Martin, we'll have to have you on again because you're just so much fun and have so many great stories and are so great to talk to.
You too, David. Who is?
I'm sorry. That's Jeff Goodman.
Jeff. I didn't even. I wasn't introduced.
Oh, sorry.
I'm Marty. This Jeff.
Well, nice to meet you. I'm Jeff.
Now, Jeff is a great addition to the show, or part of the show. Both of you guys are great together.
Well, thank you, man. We feel so too, and you're wonderful to have in the neighborhood. Martin Vidnovic, thank you so much.
Thank you, David.